Alrighty. So yeah, just like last year, we get to speak to the Pumpkinhead apparition. The Aether starved that word. I don't know what that word is. The pumpkin-headed apparition is on a lookout for an able adventurer. Okay? We're wearing the same shirt. Heh. It's been more than a few moons since we last met, friend. It is as it is so happens, I have a proposition suited for your talents. Are you prepared to throw caution to the wind and consort with fiends most foul once again? I mean, sure, we don't have anything else to do. Of course you are, but before we get to the heart of the matter, let us reflect upon the history of All Saints' Wake. Of course, we get a history lesson here. On this night do fell fiends emerge to convert and careen, unconcerned with the judgments of those on high. For the halls of the saints' heavenly abode ring with merriment as the wine flows freely. I forgot the wine, I'm sorry. And no one can be bothered to look down. Thus did God's fearing folk greet this particular sunset with trepidation, daring not to venture from their homes no longer. Nay, for adventurers came and drove out the void scent, restoring safety to the city streets and marking the occasion as one of jubilation. That's all well and good, but what of the poor forsaken fiends? Are they too not deserving of revelry? My wish is to see All Saints' Wake reborn as a celebration for all, be they ghost, ghoul, Gurdanian or otherwise. And how do I suppose to accomplish this feat? Binding obligations, friend. I've convinced the more sinister sort to enter into contracts which forbid them from preying on mortals. In exchange, they are permitted to partake in the festivities. But there is one troubled soul who still seems incapable of getting into the spirit of things. Perhaps you are willing to give them a helping hand. Nothing too devilishly difficult, I suppose. I promise. Whatever. Before you get started, you will want to get a grasp of the particulars by speaking to Papa Gruff. He ought to be performing one of his shows by the entrance of Great Loam Gowery. Now go. I shall be watching your performance with great interest. Okay. So yeah, this is the Pumpkinhead apparition who appeared like, I want to say 2 years ago? 2 events ago? And then we got Papa Gruff coming in. He's a mischievous one. You'll soon see. Tilt the camera. There we go. Yo, Papa Gruff. I've got a bone to pick with you. Although it pains me so, our humble performance must draw to a close. Let us then end things on a high note. Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you feast your eyes on the fantastic Philcox. What a name. And his transformation magics. He transformed. What was all that about? The clowning and whatnot is a right laugh, but last bit was bleeding rubbish. Come on, let's get out of here. You damn kids. Get on out of here. They're void sent. Once more, you fail to muster up even an ounce of magical prowess. I had the crowd in the palm of my hand. We'd have been toast, if the toast of the town, if not for your blunder. There you go again, shrieking the same old tune. I've had it up to my eyeball with this farce. Just because you know a few cheap tricks doesn't give you the right to treat me like that. I can't stand the sight of you, let alone the thought of taking the stage with you again. Good riddance. Hello there, Papa Gruff. Well, fate has conspired for us to cross paths once again. Out with it, then. I know you're not here to swap pleasantries. That's right. A foul fiend failing to get into the spirit of All Saints' wake? I'd wager you'd speak of Philcox, the fellow who stormed off in a huff. Like most of our ilk, Philcox and I have insatiable appetite for aether, but unlike your garden variety voidsent who hunt hapless mortals like beasts, we prefer to sate our hunger with their enthusiastic approval. Interesting. I tell you, there is no aether as delectable as you'll find in food gifted in genuine appreciation. There we go. Food gifted in genuine appreciation. Which set me to thinking, perhaps prey on mortals was an old-fashioned and misguided approach. Thus did I commit to giving folk the sort of frights and dazzles and delight, winning hearts and minds, and in the process no small number of aether-laden delicacies. And what better occasion for such terrifying amusements as All Saints' Wake? The method is catching too. Many voidsent now seek aether in this manner. Philcox is one such reformed individual. I remember him from last year. When I first laid eyes on him, I sensed promise. But get him in front of the crowd, and you're lucky to get a smattering of half-hearted applause, let alone a few measly crumbs. You'd be better off hearing it from the Herman's mouth, though he can't have gotten far. I guess we're gonna go talk to him. Alright. He went this way. I'm gonna get you. Hello there, Philcox. That sniveling whelp of an imp. Magic this, magic that. The sheer unbridled cheek of it. Ah, yes, we have to soothe him. Yes. But they have a new feature in which all you have to do is press this little button over here in the edge and soothe. There we go. We soothed him. Apologies. I had taken leave of my senses. Your timely intervention is much appreciated. Wait, but by the look of you, I'd say you're an adventurer. Let me guess. That pumpkin-headed lady sent you to check up on me, didn't she? That's right. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you of my tale. Try as I might, I just can't get the hang of transforming magics. And without the means to delight the crowds, we're starved for appreciation. I'm a Herman. Paralyzing prey with this big eye of mine? Not a problem. Turning them into stone in petrifying glare? A trifling task. Hells, I can even smell despair and all manner of negative emotions in the peoples around me. Obviously, paralysis and petrification won't win over an audience, and my metaphorical nose for despair isn't going to put Aether on the table either. I ought to just tell that pumpkin-headed lady I'm not cut out for this business. If you're here at her behest, you'd better come too. Oh geez. I wonder how this is gonna go. How you guys doing over there? Boink. Boink. Hello there, pumpkin-headed lady. Yo, Phil Cox, what do you got to say? That about sums it up. I gave it my all and have not to show for it, which is to say I've come to the conclusion that I will never be an entertainer. Hello, Kendra. Do I get a pumpkin head too? The pumpkin head that she's wearing is from a past event. Therefore, it is unavailable for me to get in-game. Like, I can't purchase it in-game. I have to spend IRL USD for it in the cash shop in order to get it. That's how they do it with all of the seasonal stuff, is that if you miss out on it, you have to pay your IRL USD money for it. But I can potentially get it if I wanted to. Hello there, Deagle. I gather you had a hand in Phil Cox's decision to lay bare his thoughts and feelings? Not that it did any good. I'm still stuck at square one, unappreciated and undeferred. Such a curious child. Are you truly so blind to your own potential? What? No doubt you have an inkling as to what I speak of. Pray, share your wisdom with Phil Cox. Okay. Let's see. You can smell dark emotions. Use your gift to help those in need. Stamp out any negativity you sense with the commons folk. I like the first one better. You can smell dark emotions. Use your gift to help those in need. Well, you'd be hard-pressed to find a Voidsent who'd suggest that. I don't see how helping others helps me, but then again, I know little of mortal ways, so perhaps I should heed your advice. Oh wait, I see the logic in it now, but what better way to use my talents and knock the pompous Papa Gruff right off his pedestal. Okay. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. I have no idea where to start. Perhaps I can lend a hand with a little sleight of hand. Hold still. Oh. He transformed. Not only is that getup guaranteed to turn heads, each and every thread is imbued with a potent magic to aid in your newfound purpose. I think I could feel it. Maybe this isn't going to be so tough after all. There you are. You know, I had thought to apologize for my harsh words earlier, since your act was my initiative and therefore our success, or lack thereof, was ultimately my responsibility. But I sense that you have been scheming. It pleases me to inform you, Papa Gruff, that I have found a way to win over mortals on my own terms. I find that hard to believe, but since you seem to so confident, why don't we have ourselves a contest? Whoever garners the most affection, and thereby the largest share of Aether-rich victuals, victuals? What the hell is a victual? Wins. And to the victor go the spoils of subservience. Subservience? The loser will be bound to obey their every whim. How does that sound? Oh, great, slavery. You're on. I hope you're ready to bow and scrape. You gonna let this go on? That mortal elflet about one's bark being worse than one's bite comes to mind. Prepare yourself, Phil Cox. Oh, it's on. I know I've got this marvelous magic outfit, but I'm still not entirely convinced I have what it takes to beat Papa Gruff on my own. Come with me, just until I can get the hang of things. That's all I ask. Okay. Very well. I shall leave Phil Cox in your capable hands. Let's see. You wait over 2 hours for Aglia on Dynamis. Literally, in Diablos, it's like 3 minutes to pop. Yep, that's how it usually is. You need to buy more pumpkin head things. Oh, are you talking about the, you talking about this big pumpkin head up here, or are you talking about her pumpkin head? I trust you will do everything in your power to assist Phil Cox in his endeavors. Okay. All fiends sated on All Saints' wake. After a nudge in the right direction, Phil Cox is ready to embark on his mission. How about we try and find a troubled soul in need of aid? But let's get out there first. Get out of here first. There we go. All right, where'd he go? Where'd you run off to? Hello, ma'am. Haha! I've got a pumpkin head. Yo, Phil Cox. Come here. Right. Time to look for folk harboring negative feelings. Give me a moment. I don't know if it has anything to do with the pumpkin-headed lady's enchantment, but my powers feel more potent than ever. I've already found someone, and whoever they are, they're awfully flustered. They're to the northeast, I think, though I'm not sure where exactly. The roads here can be confusing. Truth be told, this is my first time in the city. I've got a decent sense of direction, but I've yet to grasp the lay of the land. Lay of the land, whatever. Could I trouble you to lead the way? Our flustered target is northeast of here. I'll be right behind you. Oh, yes. He's gonna follow me. Oh, great. Let's go, Phil Cox. Discuss the delighted woman. Woman? Oh, such glee. They mentioned a clown. I'd wager they've just had the privilege of seeing one of Papa Gruff's performances. Listen, I'd be the first to admit that he's an expert illusionist, and you've only got to look at folk like these ladies to see that he knows how to work a crowd. But I won't be upstage. I'll prove there's more than one way to win over an audience. By following your timely advice, that is. Given the delight written on their faces, our opponent must have earned himself some sustenance, okay, which means we've no time to lose. Onward. What are they saying? I don't have time to wait for them to talk. Come on, dude. Yo, flustered fellow. Hello there, flustered fellow. Oh, gods, where has she gotten to? Ah, this must be the fellow my senses were leading me to. Shall we find out what ails him? You there. What's gotten you so worked up? Oh, forgive me. There was this poor little girl who was separated from her mother. I was helping her look, but she suddenly disappeared. I can't simply abandon her, but then again, I have an urgent personal matter to attend to, and I don't know what to do. In that case, why don't I and my, isn't it my associate and I don't know, grammar, whatever. Why don't I and my associate look for the little girl? Then you can see to your affairs without worry. Oh, thank you. She's a young lass, dressed in blue. I hope you're able to find her forthwith. He certainly was appreciative, yet here I am, empty-handed. Ah, forget the food. We have a lost child to find. Yeah, look around. I'm detecting a despairing presence to the east of here. Odds are it's the girl, which means I have need of your navigational nous once again. After you. All right. I guess we're going this way. Let's go, Phil Cox. Yo, Phil Cox, you just went right past that dude. Right through him, actually. Holy crap. Yo, Papa Gruff, how's it going? I should have known you'd turn up sooner or later. Okay. Distressed damsel. Or is it a damsel in distress? I thought this would be a fine opportunity to cure some appreciation, but the poor girl is beside herself. She keeps calling out for her mama. Might I enlist your help? This must be the lost lass we've been looking for. If we want to earn her thanks, we'll need to reunite her with her mother, wouldn't you say? Sure. Which means we now have a lady to locate. Any suggestions? Use your sense to search for someone feeling anxious. Why don't you try coming up for the idea yourself? You know what? We're not going to say anything. Exactly, Kendra. Come, say something. Your silence is making me anxious. Ah, anxiety. I imagined that's how one would feel having lost their daughter. Let's see. Found her. I don't know which is the bigger boon, having you by my side or this fancy finery? Oh yeah, the clothes he's wearing. I think I've learned my way around the city, more or less. I'll handle this next part on my own. Wait here, I'll be back with the girl's mother in no time. You could tell the little girl, be like, I'm going to go get your mother. Maybe she'll stop crying. Hmm. 12 be praised. You're safe. You have my eternal gratitude. Thank you for finding Mama, mister. Do you believe me now, Papa Gruff? Sweet, sweet appreciation and all courtesy of my special talent. Yeah. I can't help but notice they didn't offer you anything edible by way of thanks. For my part, I've already been rewarded with a tasty morsel. What? That said, the gift of food is far from guaranteed. Indeed, perseverance is key, which is why I find myself performing show after show. I suggest you approach this contest with the same tenacity, Phil Cox. I'm afraid he's right. Constant effort is key. Luckily, I sense another troubled soul while I was tracking down the girl's mother. I'd better see what I can do to help. LOL Cox, yo, true. No hug, worst mom ever. That's true. That is very true. You know, I think I'm ready to go at it alone now. Why don't you let your pumpkin-headed benefactor know? Let our pumpkin-headed benefactor know. I'll come and find you when I'm done. Okay. Well, I'm afraid my next performance calls. Until we meet again, adventurer. You'll have a name. You know my name. Right. Instead of running around, was gonna cheat and take a Aethernet shard. Hello there. The adventurer returns, and the precise moment I predicted. I do hope keeping Phil Cox company wasn't too taxing. What of our fiend and his endeavors? You have my thanks, truly. Ah, speak of the devils, here they come. Dear, oh dear. That turned out to be a damn sight harder than I had anticipated. And all I have to show for my travels is a single cookie. To think the first gift I'd received would prove to be the last. Yo, Maverick, how's it going? Where's Kendra's potato? She's probably tucking in Addie at the moment. Curses, I didn't receive so much as a crumb. I suppose this means you win. Huh. Very well, I admit I'm at yours to command, Papa Gruff. You admit defeat far too readily, Phil Cox. Huh? Yo, it's that girl that we found her mother for. She's actually claiming her mom tax from Addie's candy. That's good enough thing to do. Hooray! We found you! I wanted to thank you properly for helping me and my mama. I bought you a pumpkin cookie. You've earned it. Simply scrumptious. Damn. Hehe, I'm glad you like it. Farewell. That makes it one apiece. A draw, then. Still, Phil Cox, while you had some assistance along the way, you've nevertheless done yourself proud. To think I'd have to see the day Papa Gruff sings any praises. Awfully kind of you to finally admit that I might have worth. Is that all you desire? My begrudging acceptance? Have you forgotten your reasons for joining in the festivities in the first place? Of course I haven't. The good people of Gridania are still in need of my help, and where there are common folk in need, there are cookies to be freed, and are given to me. Adventurer, I'm glad I had better get going, but before I do, let me say this. I might have found a way to make the most of my talents, but I wouldn't have been able to do so without you and the pumpkin-headed lady. I'm sure we'll run into each other again one of these days. Till then. The promise I sensed in Phil Cox when he and I first met wasn't illusionary after all. I should take my leave too. 'Twould be remiss of me to allow him to garner all the glory, to say nothing of the cookies. Yes, go get your cookies. I'd say those two fiends ended up having themselves a frightfully fun-filled All Saints' wake, wouldn't you agree? And for your part in this, a fitting reward, I present to you a set of finery, as worn by Gridania's most emotionally perceptive Ahirium. Yo, thanks. Perhaps you wonder if your outfit is empowered with the same enchantment. You need not worry, there never was an enchantment. Flying eyeball, yep. That little Sarad was my way of giving Phil Cox the confidence he so sorely lacked, although I dare say such a measure was unnecessary, given he had you to cheer him on. Before I forget, you are hereby cordially invited to my humble abode for a get-together of sorts. Do drop by, I assure you. It will be frightfully entertaining. Anyway, your help was much appreciated, and at this rate, my vision of an All Saints' Wake for mortals and void-sent alike might not be such a distant prospect. Though I do hope that these shenanigans haven't dulled your enthusiasm for this most occult of occasions. Yay! We did it. Huzzah! Oh, there's Kendra. There's Kendra. Let's... Sneaky Hollow. Yay, Sneaky Hollow, Sneaky Hollow. It's Hello there, Kendra. Do I have any emotes on me at the moment? Oh, I have the All Saints Week charm. There we go. Huzzah! Alright, what'd we get? What'd we get? We got boots. We got pants. We got gloves. We got a shirt. And I don't care about the horns. Yay! Looking stylish. Now I have a question for you guys. You see my character? You see? Now spot the difference between my character and me. Can you see any difference? Any at all? I think not. I think not. Maybe the bat wings on the back. I don't have bat wings on the back. Huzzah! There's no difference at all. Yo, true? Do I have... I don't have any emotes on here, do I? I have guard. There we go. So yeah, that is All Saints Wake for Final Fantasy XIV. Until next year with that. I didn't have any other plans for Final Fantasy XIV. I was going to switch over to Silent Hill 2 Remake. Oh. Yep, there we go. But for those of you who stopped in for Final Fantasy XIV, I appreciate you guys. And I would understand perfectly if you guys wanted to dip out. Oh geez. Wait, what? Oh, that's why. There we go. The girl from Sky Pirates. Yo, I'm a Lalafell now. What else could we be here? Oh, it's him. It's that dude. Oh, can't do that. Huzzah! Yes, Hildebrand and Hamerick. No, it's a ghosty.